call it coffee watch at home, if you will. Reese and I have each picked three players to talk about who could get a cup of coffee this September for a stretch run with their team. Reese, I'm thinking we go back and forth here, buddy. Tell me who your number one coffee watch player is.
My first one is a tall glass of coffee. We're talking about like a whole pot of coffee. It was Spencer Jones because he is massive. He's 6'7", plays a really good defensive center field. He has some power. I think that the swing and miss, kind of at the highest level, will be exposed a little bit. The zone contact rate isn't great, but I mean, we're talking about a guy who can come up and be an instant spark plug. Allow Trent Grisham to maybe move over to a corner outfield spot, and Spencer Jones can man center field. He has a lot of ways in which he can impact the roster, even if he's not consistently hitting in a very short sample size.
Sure, absolutely. It's funny you picked an outfielder for New York. I did too. I'm going to go with Carson Bench. I would say is maybe as close to a polar opposite player of Spencer Jones as you can get. Where Spencer Jones is electric and bing bang boom, Bench does everything well, but less flash to the game. But man, and when the floor is really high, then you don't need anything too high above it. The ceiling is it falls where it may. Benj is such a good player, has had such an incredible season. I think we could see him with the Mets. They're clearly, as we talked about with Tong, they're calling up their prospects to see what they can do for the big league team. Reese, you're number two, sir.
I think that Andrew Painter is my number two. I think the what this does is this: they move him to the bullpen, preserve some innings, keep the innings workload under control, not allow him to start anymore, and then he can help impact the bullpen that kind of needs some help. Romano recently went on the IL, I believe, and just had a bad outing in general. So Painter can kind of come in. I don't think he's going to be a high leverage guy by any means. If Andrew Painter's pitching in high leverage, that means Andrew Painter's been awesome. But yeah, I think that Andrew Painter can come up and impact this Phillies playoff chance and help them maybe secure an NL East title.
Yeah, I think that's logical. I think that it's awesome that your kind of sub list is just players Drew loves thus far. So good for you. My number two is also a pitcher, also in the East, and a guy who I think we might see in a bullpen role, depending on how the team wants to perform over this last little bit of a stretch. Trey is Savage. Absolutely incredible. Such a dominant mix, great breaking balls, a strong fastball, and he allocates them in the zone so interestingly. It's incredibly modern. Do want to shout out to our co-host, Nate Rasmussen, for his seminal piece about the future of pitching. You Savage is disgusting. It's really worth reading. But long story short, incredible. It's where he puts what pitches and where, and that's what makes him special. Reese, your number three coffee watch player is who, sir?
I talked about having a whole pot of coffee. This one might be like a little espresso shot, right? And that's Kevin McGonigal. If the Tigers think that he is one of their best nine hitters in the organization right now, I think that they would be doing themselves a disservice by not having him up. And I don't see how they can't see him as one of their best nine hitters. We're talking about a guy with optimal angles, optimal attack angles. He has power. He took Harlan Susano's 100 mile per hour fastball, 113 off the bat to the pull side. That's pretty bonker stuff. He can kind of help out, maybe playing a bench role, maybe allow Gleyber Torres to get a day off his feet or whatnot. This is an organization that isn't put up or shut up time, and Kevin McGonigal is one of their nine best hitters.
Yeah, we'll see whether they want to put up or shut up with McGonigal. Reese, I actually picked a second base adjacent guy as well. Maybe the most divisive prospect in baseball, Sal Stewart. You fall on one side of the fence with this guy, especially at Prospects Live, it seems. I think that Stewart could get a call just because depending on what stats you value, he's certainly been impressive this year across double and triple A. And the Reds have had a long history of not caring how many infielders they have. Bring them all up. We'll let an infielder pitch the sixth as well. Who cares? Sal Stewart may be pitching the sixth in Cincinnati for all we know.